Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I'm going to talk about QuickBooks Desktop. Specifically, I want to discuss the icon bar, how you should take the time to customize this very useful icon bar. And I'm going to show you how. So let's get started right now. So here we are. I've just logged into this QuickBooks file, and this is what I often see as somebody who is a QuickBooks consultant for a living. I see that the icons are on the left-hand side of the screen. Nothing wrong with that. I just prefer to have them at the top of the screen because it takes up a lot less real estate on what may be an already crowded monitor, or maybe you have a huge monitor, but still I value that real estate. Next of all, I'll see that they being the user, has never spent any time putting icons on this icon bar that you could actually use. Now, in your defense, it may be that you had no idea that you could even do this, and that's fair. All right. Number 3, I like to make these icons pop a little bit with some color. Again, you may not have known that you could even do that. So let me show you how. First of all, let me go up to View, and instead of saying Left Icon Bar, I'm going to click Top Icon Bar. Now I will tell you, there is an option right here to hide the icon bar if that's what you want. And you could just use the home screen as the tool. But still, I like the idea of having custom icons up there that I am going to use on a day in and day out basis. And I think you will find them very useful as well. Okay, so I'm going to click View and select Top Icon Bar. Okay, now normally when you've just done this, what you will see is this. You'll see your icon bar is in black. Okay, I like to have it pop. So again, if I go to Edit Preferences, Desktop View, and I will click on Switch to Colored Icons. They just stand out better. And then I will throw some color on it because by default, when you do this, you're just going to have default colors on your screen. I like to pick a color that works for me. Green Forest is one that I tend to like. But understand, this is under the My Preferences tab, meaning that the changes you make here are only going to affect your user. They will not affect Jane Smith's user and John Doe's user. They will affect your user. Okay, so whatever you do here is going to be things only you see. So if you get your icon bar looking the way that you want it to look, well, when somebody else logs in, whether it's on another computer, whether it's on your computer but with a different name, they're not going to see your icon bar. All right, so I'm going to click OK. And then I like to click View, Customize Icon Bar. And I want to start getting rid of these things that I have no interest in. A lot of it you will find is Intuit marketing icons. Okay. I also prefer to have this search bar. Let me move this. This search bar right here. I don't find that I ever use it. You may. That's why they call these My Preferences. So I'll start deleting snapshots, upgrade, authorized capture, user licenses, services. I would keep these, but you're not going to find those up there when you first do this if you've never touched it before. So I would probably strip it down to home, 2 spaces, customers, vendors, employees, assuming that you use Intuit payroll. Otherwise, remove employees as well. Now, why the 2 spaces? It just kind of gives separation to groupings of icons, if you will. Now, it is also true that I can click here and I can begin adding certain things. But for instance, I could add the chart of accounts, but I find another way to be a little easier. Okay. Now, what is the difference between a label and a description? The label is exactly what you see, okay, on the icon bar. The description is what appears when you hover over that icon. So you see chart of accounts is spelled out. All right, but the way I like to add icons, for instance, I want to put find up there. I'm telling you, find is going to be your best friend if you've never used it. But that's a video for another day. And then I'll click View, Add Find to Icon Bar. Now I will shorten the label, okay? Because if I leave it Find Transactions, it's going to be a wider label. And I want to reserve this real estate for a lot of icons that I will use day in and day out. Again, when I hover over it, it's going to read Find Transactions. Now, one more thing that I think you'll find useful if you're one that looks at reports, specifically if you look at reports, daily or weekly, is go over to reports and put some reports on your icon bar. So I'm going to start with the company financial, and I'm going to click profit and loss. I'm going to immediately change profit and loss to this fiscal year to date. Now, again, this is a test file, and I haven't used this file this entire year. But if you put it to this fiscal year to date, and once you add it to the icon bar, it's going to remember every time you click on it to bring up this fiscal year to date. Just so we show something up there, I'm going to click all for all dates. And again, this data is bogus data, so I don't care that you see it. And then I'm going to click View, Add Profit and Loss to Icon Bar. Okay. Again, because I added it with all dates showing, every time I click Profit and Loss, it's going to show me all dates. Also know, I can't come in here and change this to this fiscal year to date and then expect that to stick to this. If I wanted this to stick up here, I would need to go to View, Add Profit and Loss. View, customize the icon bar, delete that profit and loss, click OK, and now add it back. View, Add Profit and Loss. Now that one's going to stick. So when I click profit and loss, it's going to now show me this fiscal year to date. So it's it's a little bit of a pain, not much of a pain. And don't get this confused with, yes, I'm perfectly aware that there's the capability to put memorized reports that you can have formatted to your liking. Don't let this get confused or clouded with that, okay? So let me show you real quick what I like for it to look like when I'm said and done. This is the way I like to see the icon bar. Again, this is my personal preference. Because of what I do, these are the things I find most useful to me, all right? And I will say this, I find this setup very useful to a lot of clients as well. So if you want to pause this video and kind of make a mental note or a written note of the things I have up here, feel free to do so. I hope that you've learned something new from this video and will take the time to customize your icon bar immediately. And until then, how about subscribing? Yeah, hit that little subscribe button down there. How about giving me a thumbs up? How about leaving me a kind comment? I certainly would appreciate it. Other than that, make it a great week.